What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. All right, guys, we're going back to Sol 952. And some of the things I'm going to show you in is pretty wild. Not only are we going to see these objects that are made to look like rocks, and I'm also going to show you what looks like some kind of intelligently made object, whether it be smooth stone or some kind of vehicle of some sort. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to let you guys decide what it may be. But let me show you a couple interesting things I think you'll like. So let's jump over to right here. And this is from Midnight Planets, which is basically, NASA JPL. It's basically they go hand in hand with each other. And you can see right here, it's a Curiosity rover or the MSL. And this is the left mass cam, M34. And you'll notice there's a lot of interesting stones, if you will, all over this photo. Now I'm going to show you a couple of interesting things before we get to the main item, because I want to show you what I mean by there's some things that look like rocks, or the objects are being made to look like stone boulders and stuff like that. Okay, so we got this photo, and we got another one coming up too I want to show you that's pretty interesting. Let's jump into Photoshop because I want to show you guys that. Now I want to show you without doing anything to this photo yet, and of course you guys know you get the links to it. This right here, just the top of this. Now when you look at this area right here, what does it look like to you? Now, it looks like a rock, but is it sticking out at you, or is it just part of the rock, it's just part of the background? See, I don't see it that way. I see it as the thing is actually leaning towards me. And let me show you what I'm talking about, because it does this here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit more. And we'll go ahead and use the paintbrush. I see this here. Cause it twist right here. In other words, you don't see the other side. Goes like this. Comes down. There's a line right here. I don't know if you guys can see this right here. Completely in half kind of thing. Comes down. Goes like this. That's the top part. The bottom piece does this here. And you can see this thing go to the back. Comes down. And you can just see the corner of this in the back. That's what I'm seeing. Now, when you look at this photo again, look what's behind it. What the hell is this thing? What is this object right here? And you can see this has been put in the way. I want you guys to look at this closely. You can see the other part of it. See this right here? You can see whatever this white object is. It actually has like this arch type thing to it. Goes like this. Looks like this here. And it has the body of it right here. Okay. But you can also see something else white right here behind it. There's something else. This thing is obstructing something else. Not only is it obstructing something, but there's also something right here. And you can see whatever it is, it kind of does this, and then manipulation in the way, and then it does this. The white parts of these things are the actual anomalies, not this stone crap. And you can see the blur. My God. Look at the blur in this stuff. It's crazy. See that? And you can see this object again going right through it. See that? And there's much more to it, I guarantee it, because this piece here is also in it. So that tells me whatever the hell this thing is, this alone to me is less like, wow. That alone tells me that is not natural at all. It's just crazy. Some of these things, you can see the items right here in the actual rock. How about this item right back here? Look at this. What kind of rock does that? It looks like it does this here. It looks like it has some kind of like pipe type thing. See that? Well, like this. But I'm seeing what looks like it does this. Goes straight in the front. Comes back up. And has another design to it. Like this thing comes around like this in the middle. Comes back up. And there's something almost... Looks like it's got some kind of weird square front to it. Whatever that thing is, I don't know if you guys can see that. But let me just go ahead and take the lines off it right there. Back up a little bit so you guys can look at it with your magnifier if that's what you choose to do. Now let's get more to the other side of this. The biggest item for me is this right here. Actually, there's several items. This object right here. Now, perception is everything. I'm trying to figure out, and you guys can help me with this. What are we looking at right here? I see what looks like some kind of object right here. Stopping right there, going up like this, going across, and then back down. Then I'm seeing what looks like an opening, okay? With two dots at the top. here's my main question. What is this here? Is this just objects or manipulation put in the way to break up the whole thing? In other words, so you don't see the whole object, the whole anomaly in full. In other words, you don't see the whole thing. What are we seeing here? So let me go ahead and lighten this up a little bit. I'm wondering if this here, this anomaly, half of it looks like this is an obstruction right here. Like, in other words, this may be in front of it, and we're seeing this object here behind it, but this area right here looks like it's been broken apart. See that? It looks like it's been broken apart. Whatever the outer shell to that thing is, see it right there now? A little bit better? It looks like this has been broken to pieces, or the outside wall of it has, and this piece here, though, looks like it was put there purposely. Like they were trying to hide, again, so you don't see the whole thing in solid form. That's what I'm thinking, okay? So let me brighten this up a little bit. Let me just come back just a little bit here. Also, this item right here, I don't know if you guys can really see this well. Right here. What is that? To me, guys, these don't look like rocks or stones or anything like that. I'm seeing what looks like artificial structures. At first, I thought it was some kind of monolith, right? But I'm going back and say, okay, let's see where this is back pretty far, but it's not really super far away, right? Because let's suppose the rover's right here at the bottom, right here at the bottom of the screen. It's just off. Let's say the actual deck of the thing is just right here off the camera. You don't see it. It's really not that far away if you really look at it. However, the thing is pretty big. And what I do is I brighten it up and try to blend in this area right here to make it lighter, to see if we can actually make this, figure out what this thing may be. But to me, guys, I don't know what to make of that. I don't know, some kind, it's clearly it's artificial. You can see that. You can see it's intelligently made. It does not look natural, okay? And there's other items all in here. Look at this, like you got these 90-degree angles. You got this other piece on this so-called rock right here. I'm not sure what to make of that. See that? Not sure what that is. And again, look at the intentional blurring. My God, right here. See that? But usually, when I look at these things, the white pieces, see this right here? It actually goes like this. Goes up like that. You can see this thing doing this, going like this, into here. There's something else in this photo. These are the white pieces of the actual anomaly. Whatever these things are, wow. I'd love to see this in the RAW's form, meaning non-molested, absolutely perfect photo, pristine, high-resolution photo. And this may be the reason why, guys, if we were to see this thing in its entirety, meaning, you know, unchanged, non-messed with, just a raw, actual raw photo, like they keep claiming these are, which they're not, then I think it probably would freak people out because they're going to have so many questions like, what is that? Why is it there? So on and so forth. You know what I mean? This right here, check this out. Looks like it has these objects right here to do this. And I have what look like one, kind of like two hump type things, going like this. But it's actually round and round. And then it has this design coming up like this here. See that? You can see it right here, going like this. See that? This whole thing is actually an item. And it looks to be like two-tone color. Like it's flat here. And it's white going like this and up. See how nice and... Look at the way that thing contours. Look at that. Perfect line going straight up. Look at this. Nice and crisp. And the rest of this is brown or dark. And you can actually see a faint line doing this. Whatever the hell this thing is, guys, I'm just telling you. You just got to concentrate on these things and really look at them. And you can tell they're not natural. Now, you might say, Chris, and I've had many of you guys say this, would this item be in the photo if you were to look at it again in another photo? Well, yes, you would. Because right here, if you go to next, it'll show the next photo or the next area over to the right. Check this out. There it is right here on the left-hand side. the same objects, but slightly, well, I wouldn't say slightly, it's in a different position. So this rover has rolled down the hill a little bit, and this is the reason why we're seeing it way off to the left. But I do have that. I put this in Photoshop as well. And you can see right here, this object is still there. See that? It's funny because I've showed people this right here, this item, and the first thing they say is, man, it looks like some kind of little weird car or a tank. And I said, well, how do you figure that? And they said, well, I'm looking at right here. It's got these two little round circles. Like this is the front end of this thing. It's got some kind of weird design to it. Looks like a little cannon sticking out of this thing. And here's the rest of the body of it. Now, I'm not really seeing that so much. But whatever that thing is, it doesn't look natural either. I don't know what to make of that. But guys, listen. When you look at this, I see debris. You guys also see the same thing I'm seeing? I don't see just regular rocks or just rocks laying there. Now, I'm not saying there isn't any rocks. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people like to twist that. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the majority of what we're seeing back here is a debris field. That's what I see. And you can see this item still right there and this other item behind it. But now it's in a total different area and there's other stuff right here obstructing the front of this or the side of this thing we were looking at. And again, we get this right here. I think that's been put there purposely to try to, it's either there and this item and this white item is behind it, and this other piece here looks like, again, looks like the hull of it, I'm going to call it the hull, has been broken. What do you guys think about that? I'm seeing what looks like artificial, intelligently made objects, something metallic, something that's been broken to pieces. That's what I see when I see a lot of these photos. I see junk scattered around. I see a lot of structural stuff being scattered around. And here's the original right there. And all I do is just enhance it to bring it out. That's it. Now I'm going to show you some more cool things that just don't make any sense. They look, again, they're being disguised as a rock, but it's not really a rock. And I'm going to go over to Mr. Neville Thompson's Gigapan. And there's some things off on the right. Now, we'll start over here at the left first because this is where this anomaly is. And he's already taken the liberty to take this crap color out of it. And this is what we've got. And you can see, again, this shape of this. I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen. Be a whole lot easier. Let it come back down. And again, I'm not so sure what this is. I'm not sure of that. To me, it's obfuscation. That's what I'm seeing. And again, here's those items right here. The white piece. You can see that right there. Look at the way that's actually white behind this obfuscation. You can still see the object right there in question. And it's got a black hole right there. But anyway, it's right here. Something else right there. Can you guys see that? All right, let me show you something else that's pretty interesting. There's that weird looking, I guess you want to call it a tank or some kind of weird thing. Looks like it's got the turret and everything else. But here's some other interesting objects. It's like something had like a dual wall type thing. You see it right here. Comes down. And right next to it has another one. Right there. Some other weird looking things in here. Look at this right here. This is supposed to be a rock right here. But look at the details in this. Seriously? Guys, you've been in the mountains. I know a lot of you guys live in mountain states like I do. And I can walk along sides of mountains with this shale, I mean, really hard rock and stuff like that. I don't ever see details like this in a rock. Now, will you see cracks in a rock, layered rock? Sure, all day long. But will you see that? Really? Again, being disguised. What's this right here? This line right here. Different color right there. How about this thing? It's like this little round piece. What are we looking at here, guys? I see things that are being manipulated and obfuscated to look like rocks. There's some other neat looking things over here. Let me show you here. All the way to the right. Okay, here's another thing. Just a random chunk of rock just sitting there. Look at this. Just a random chunk. And it just happens to have this piece here. Look at the way it goes up, goes back over, and then back down. See that? Almost has this half round piece. I don't buy it, guys, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying everybody has to, go by that. I think a lot of you guys are on board with that. But you don't, listen, like I said, do your own research. Grab the photo. Check it out yourself. Magnify glass these things, man. Look at this. The details in these so-called rocks. Look at this. Looks like it's this pretty thick wall of something. Goes down like this here. Goes across. It's in this. You see it's rounded. Because clearly that's rounded right there. You can see the inside of that. and it's pretty thick. Something right here. Now let's bounce over here to the right, because this is pretty cool. Let's go way over here. You got these things that look like blocks. See this right here? Very faint, but it looks like a block. Look at this thing. Here's another thing that's wild. Look at this right here. It goes up, around, goes like this here, and then back down. But look what looks like something's coming straight out of it. Looks like something round, or something else right in the center. Now, these are blurry, guys, and I get it. You're like, it's blurry. Can't help that. These things are off in the distance. And like I said, this is the reason why I don't like to zoom into it. I like to use my magnifier and look at it, and it'd be actually clearer. Many of you guys have jumped on board with that idea, and you said, man, I'm glad I did, because I see so many awesome things in these photos. Just randomness. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 lines. This piece right here kind of like goes like this here. And I guarantee this whole mountainside is not mountain. I can just guarantee you that right now. Now check this out. This is cool. All right, so when we look at this, what do you see? I see this piece going like this, going along the side, going like this here, going around, going over to the other side, with this cut in the middle, and an actual circle. See that? With something coming out of it, almost like this, like you see in a periscope on a submarine, right? See that? But you can see this cut, this going like this, and you can actually see the line in it right there, going around, goes back to the other side, and again the cut, and when you have this piece right here. Here's the funny part. That's not the only one. Here's another one here. Right here, same thing. You can see the line of this right here, going like this, goes over to the other side, comes back over, got this cut in the middle, and it's round as well. A little vague, but it's there. Okay? What's the chances of that, guys? There's 2 of them. See that? Look at this. How about this nice hole in the ground right here? What do you think of that? And you can see like it's like layered inside this square opening, and there's something right there on the outside of it. What do you think of that? How does that happen? How do you get a hole right in the ground like that? Almost a square in the boot. I mean, it's, of course, we are looking at it from a distance, so it's kind of hot. It looks like a, what are you guys thinking? Is that a shadow or is that a hole? I'm seeing what looks like an opening, because I can see layers or something inside the hole. See that? Funky looking rocks. This whole thing, check this out. I can see this, and I haven't even done this part of the photo. Check this out right here. See that? Ghosted out. There's something going like this. Back down, stops, goes back up. Do you guys see that? This is exactly what I was saying. This is perfect. This is, you know, this is how they obfuscate and hide things that are clearly right there in front. If it wasn't hidden, meaning it wasn't obfuscated or manipulated, you would see this thing sitting right there on this this Martian landscape. This is crazy. You can see it right here. There's a little bit of white where they didn't really cover it up that much, but right there it starts. Well, I don't know if it starts there, but you can see that whitest piece comes down like this, stops here, goes across, back up, keeps going, and it looks like it actually might drop down, but you can see something right there between this other one. See this right here? It goes down like this, all the way down, goes back up. See that? This is perfect example of this, guys, and you got to keep your eyes open. They're hiding things all over this landscape. Look at this. Not smooth or anything. There's something right here. Of course, you can't tell what the hell that is, which I'm not surprised. Just many things, guys. The best thing to do is take a photo, manipulate it. Let's say it's a really excellent, and I believe these things come down pristine. They say it's like a 2-megapixel camera. I don't believe that for a minute. You're not going to take a rover that's worth X amount of millions of dollars and then put this subpar pile of crap of a camera on something that's so high tech. This thing can drive by itself. It can stop. It can do everything. It can climb, analyze. It can do everything. But yet, we just couldn't put the money into a good camera. We had to throw a 2 meg on there. Seriously? I don't buy it. And anybody else does? I feel bad for you. There's just no way. It looks like there's something else behind that, guys. Look at this. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't even see that the first time around. You can see that. I'm going to just back it a little bit, put it in the center of the screen, and have a look at that with your magnifier. Check that out. That's cool. That's pretty neat. Funky looking rocks. I don't know if they're like broken apart or what they are. Got these little pieces right here. 1, 2, 3, and of course it's really been blurred. Got a hole right there. What about in here, guys? Check this out. I'm seeing like 2 holes, one on top of the other. See it? Goes like this here. Goes around. You see like something slotted in here. Like there's some kind of opening at the top of this item. See this right here? This whole item right here. These items over here. Nope. Check this out. And again, lines are everything. Look at this. Comes up. Goes over like this. See that? Just follow it along. There's the lines. Now, I'm not saying parts of this can't be this mountain or hillside, right? But usually when you burn into these things, sometimes you can keep going with it. In other words, the line's still there. You just can't see it by the eye. But yet by using a burn tool, you can actually burn the stuff out and it actually comes out. And you can see it a little bit better. Looks like pipes in the ground. At least half of it, you can see it right there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Not sure what to make of that, guys. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting objects in here. And you can, like I said, I see debris more than anything. Look at this thing. That is funky looking. You guys see anything in here? And I know you guys are pretty good at this. You know, you've been saying, oh no, stop at this timestamp and have a look at this because this is wild. I know you guys will see a lot more things than I will. And that's the whole idea of this, to get you guys involved and check this stuff out for yourselves. Look at this. Like squared off items and they're separated here. See this? We've seen this before, and I think it was the Oppie photo where it's on the ledge of that crater, and you can see these objects. Look at this. Here it again. Here's the white piece right there, and it looks like parts of it right here at the top. That's your actual color of these things, and these items are being hidden. Like I said, the colors are what's faking it out, right? You see the colors, you get faked. Your eyes don't see it very well. Right here, look at the shape of this. Comes up, goes over, and then back down. See that? Anyway, guys, I'm not going to keep this too long. I just wanted to show you that this is absolutely awesome. Check this out. Something coming down. Look at the way these things are designed. Check this out. This is just wild. I'm seeing what looks like these. They're not rocks. I don't know what they are, but they've been made to look like a rock. But then you get this thing protruding, coming straight out of this thing, almost like a statue. See this? Coming straight out. I see it as separate. In other words, this is separate. I'm going to call them stone walls, just for argument's sake, so you can get the idea of what I'm saying. Right here, there's one. Here it is. Here's the other one on the other side of it, laying right behind it, because you can see it looks like it's just behind this one here. Right here. And then you've got something on the other side, but then this thing's coming straight out of the 3 of them. Check that out. What do you guys think that is? And whatever it is, it has this 1. See this right there is layering? 1, 2, 3. Now again, guys, you can see a little bit of the white. See this? This is the actual anomaly right there. And it's got a small hole. See that right there? The white? This is the anomaly right here. That's what you're going to pay attention to. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think this is. What are we seeing here? Again, we see this other piece right here standing up too. See that? And again, I was saying like these objects right here in the back. You can see this gray's been painted over them. But you can see white. Humps back over to this one. Got a hole right here, a hole right here. Yeah. Tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and do that. And again, guys, there we are. Here's the one photo more to the right. It's going to back out a little bit so you guys can get a better look. Again, I see rocks, but I see a lot of debris. That's what I see. I don't ever see, listen guys, I take long nature walks all the time. I don't ever see a cluster of shit laying there like this all over the place. Do you guys see it? I don't. I just don't. I'm seeing stuff that's intelligently made and it's being disguised. That's it. That's all there is to it. And I've said this more than once and I'm going to stick by it. They're just putting a texture over this stuff, guys. Again, picture getting anything you want, like hell, it could be a boombox back from the 80s, and take the ground, take this texture here, and then put it all over said boombox or whatever, and it would look like that and blend into the background so well that you'd barely even notice it until you actually go slowly over these things and just scrutinize the lines. The lines tell all. The colors will fool you. All right? The shades and shadows will fool you too. Check this out. Something right here. See that? Another object right here. Now let's go back to the original. Right here. But it continues. You can see it goes into this thing, and I don't know if this is actually a hole right here, but it looks like this thing's going right into it, whatever that is. But check this out. Look at the way the thing comes up. There's no way that this stuff is natural, guys. It's just not going to happen. Not designed like that, it isn't. This item over here. Again, the white pieces are the actual anomaly. Anyway, guys, I've got another one coming up as well. I think you guys are going to like. It's another Gigapan with these things actually hidden in it. Now, again, they look like boulders, hills, you know, buttes, whatever it may be. But when you take a close look and look at the shapes and the lines of these things, you go, clearly they're putting a different texture over these. There's no doubt in my mind. They're literally taking the texture and just putting it all over these anomalies to make them look and blend them into the actual background of the surrounding area. And I know you guys have said this yourself. You said, yeah, I see it too. You can actually see these anomalies that are right there in your face, but because it's so well blended, you just glance over it quickly and people are none the wiser. And that's all there is to it. Anyway, guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'd be curious to see what you've seen in this photo as well, because I don't always see everything, and sometimes I do this purposely so we can all put our eyes on these photos, right? On these photos themselves. So let me know what you guys think. Like the video, always. That's awesome. And then definitely share it. People have got to see this stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. You guys know that. And I'll see you on the flip side.